Thanks for waiting around, and thank you. Like, I watched your review or reaction to dopamine, and that made us all smile so much. Thank you so much. I feel like we're kindred spirits already.
No, beautiful, mate. I'm always curious if it ever gets back to the bands if they ever see it. And I did see your comment on that, so I was like, oh, mad. It's always how was that when you first watched your first ever reaction to someone doing it? Because I know I'm definitely not the first. What was that experience like for you?
It was insane.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know, like anytime someone watches your stuff, it's awesome. But then like to take the time to record it, but like seeing the reactions of just people enjoying it, especially given like how much we love what we write about, and obviously we're writing about a lot of cool, like really nerdy shit. Yeah, it was really cool just to see that. And now there's a few popping up, so I always try and watch them. I don't know if it's egotistical or not, but I like it.
It's a little boost. It's like when you Google yourself to see if anything comes up. You're like, oh no, people are talking about me. I'm a cool guy. It's the years of being a nerd kind of pays off when people are kind of appreciating it for what it is.
That's it, dude. And like you want to you know, if you're into this stuff, a lot of the stuff, like you want to talk about it. So like what your reaction in particular, it was kind of cool because you weren't sure what to expect, and then dopamine was probably the perfect one for you to watch because it was like just kind of layer after layer, and it was really enjoyable.
It's great. It's obviously stuck in my wife's head because she was literally just walking around going, just so down, and just like all day been going around. So I was like, it worked, man. It's worked. You got an earworm there. It's stuck in my head too. It's a brilliant track. And the album's brilliant too, dude. How's it feel that it's finally out?
Oh, dude, it's the best. Like, yeah, you spend so long working on something, and then like to even put it out was kind of an accomplishment in itself. So then to have people listen to it is one thing, but then to have people like enjoy it, and I really like well, I hate social media, but there are some really nice parts where you can share something and get people commenting on it, and when they comment about a particular line or a particular song, it's really cool. Like so, I mean, we were stoked just like I said to have it out, but the response has been incredible. Like we're so stoked.
I think it's one of those things too, because it definitely resonated with me. A man, mid-30s, I grew up on all this stuff, and to kind of have an album of music I listen to kind of talk about this, because the closest thing I've ever gotten to it before was like Starbomb, and that's a completely different genre to what you guys are doing. So to have like metalcore breakdowns, just talking about what I love, was the best thing in the world. So well done, well done.
Thank you, dude. I feel like I don't know, metalcore suits the sort of stuff we're into. Like, there's a big amount of, I don't know, music is a big part of these scenes in
Mm-hmm.
these shows or these films that we watch. So, um, that's part of like when I write lyrics, it's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of put it to what's happening in these different things that I like to write about, which is obviously like I guess the whole sacrifice kind of thing, or like the hero's journey, and like we did another interview today, and I was talking about the curse of ambition, or like these people or heroes or whatever you want to call them, um, that just have this burden of responsibility or ambition, and then they just follow that to the end. I think it's I love it, dude. All right, please tell me that works.
Yep, there we go. It looks like it's working now.
Oh, dude, I can hear you too. Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. Nah, all good. All good.
God
Let's
damn.
let's jump back to it, because the last thing you just said to me was interesting as well, because you were talking about the hero's journey and the arc they take and everything. I think I know your opinion on it, but what was your first time reaction to the whole, the new trilogy of Star Wars and how they wrote those classic characters off?
Oh, dude. So like I was beyond psyched.
Mm.
Like I saw the trailer, um, and like you saw that little bit of Han and Chewie, and I went like it just like the it just like fell apart before my eyes. So um at the start I thought like Kylo Ren looked sick. But straight away, like I think there was I just had issues with this like uh fucking Stormtrooper having issues, which is like Finn, and then the moment it all, and then like Kylo Ren took his mask off and he was just like this blubbering like, you know,
Yeah.
fucking like sulky dude, and then so when Han died, like as soon as he stepped out onto that bridge thing, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill Han here, and it's gonna fucking suck. And it did. Like I
Yeah.
called it. And so like it's not so much the fact that they died, it's more how, and everything from how it was written to like there was no there was no music. The music didn't suit anything like that. It was just like they just, went and took this character and like shat on it. And anyway, like a couple of years goes by and The Last Jedi comes out. I'm like, all right, well maybe this will fix it because it's going to be Luke. And then, I sat through that whole movie just like, okay, the ending's got to be huge. Like Luke's got to come back. This will actually make The Force Awakens worth watching. And then I dug that scene when he was back and you thought it was him.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who says it's the what's that hair dye? Like Just for Men. He's like, oh, the Just for Men scene because he had like his fucking his beard all like dyed and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I saw all those like AT-ATs or like the newer versions. Like he's gonna fucking take down this whole army. This is gonna be dope. And then Kylo, and then I was like, oh, please don't do a Ben Kenobi. Like we've waited too long. You can't just like fall apart. And then it happened, and I was kind of confused. And then I saw him fucking like fade away, and I was like, wait, what? I could have maybe lived with what went down, but like he's like, surely he's not dead. Like surely he didn't just fade away for fucking nothing. And then I waited to the last movie and like 5 minutes in, I'm like, you motherfuckers, like he's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. So it wasn't so much, like I said, it wasn't so much them dying. It was like how it was handled, and just like from looking into interviews and reading what happened around it, like even Mark Hamill's statements around himself, like I was just so fucking pissed, and like not even pissed, like just genuinely upset that they could just go and like take something so cherished by so many and just fucking like shit all over it.
Yeah, it's strange because I look back, especially now watching The Mandalorian, the way they've handled Luke in that. It's kind of like, wow, they even made him out to be the character we all thought he was after Return of the Jedi. And then where's the gap? Where did it all fall apart? So that's the only problem I have now. I'm like, David and that they're making such a great series, Mandalorian, Ahsoka. And I was like, there's got to be at least one episode where it just shows Luke having a mental breakdown and falling apart to explain what happened in The Last Jedi. I don't know, man, but I don't know. Good luck trying to fix that.
Well, there's like, have you watched Rebels at all?
No, not as much as I wanted to. I've watched a little bit, but I haven't finished it. Yeah.
So you got it, like, so I watched the first episode of Ahsoka and I was like, okay, I've got to go back and watch Rebels. And I did it. And what's funny is when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, the Star Wars we know has been alive and well through Rebels and the Clone Wars. But I won't ruin it for you, but there is a way that they can uncanonize everything that happened in the sequels.
I know where you're going with that one. I know enough about what's going on with that, especially what you get with Ahsoka and going to like in time travel. And I know enough about it.
The world between worlds and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a saying, man, like in Filoni we trust. So I think I read something they might be getting the keys to the kingdom soon. So fingers crossed, because if they do like that, how they handled Luke, and even I watched the behind the scenes of how they had him there and how they made him a part of it. It wasn't just for the fans; it was for Mark Hamill as well. And I was like, yeah, these dudes are on it. So I don't know. Hopefully, something goes down. Hopefully, she's fucking out of there in time to do something with them before they get too old. But I dug Ahsoka.
Yeah, and they did so well for Anakin. I grew up with like The Phantom Menace and Attack Clone. I was still young when those movies came out. So to me, they were never bad. That was always just, I enjoyed it. It was made for kids. So I liked it. And I go back and watch The Phantom Menace, and I'm like, I still really like this movie, man. There's stupid parts in it, but I still
Yeah,
enjoy it for
yeah.
what it is, like a lot. Like Qui-Gon Jinn was awesome. Darth Maul was, he was that only showing in bits and pieces. I do love the part where Darth Maul just goes to run over Anakin Skywalker in the desert, not knowing who he was, and he just thought it'd be funny to run over a child.
Yeah, dude, that's so ruthless.
People don't talk about that enough.
Um,
That's just pure evil.
no, the prequels I thought like were objectively great. Like there were issues with them, but they were still Star Wars, and I think like George Lucas at the time just had too much money, too much fucking like new technology that probably wasn't there yet. And so like a lot of the actors didn't work with hadn't worked with green screen or blue screen before.
Mm,
And him directing is just not a good idea. Like, they fucked with the formula of the first trilogy. And a lot of people mistake the line in that like you're worse than Hayden. That was never like a diss on Hayden. It was more like the just the kind of hate that he copped. I think it was shit what he copped. Like it did a number on him, and I'm glad he could have a bit of a redemption in Obi-Wan. But yeah, there's no Hayden beef here. It was more, well, I mean
yeah.
it rhymes as well, kind of. So you know,
I know, and I love what you're doing with those songs as well. Because, like I said, in the dopamine, you go Red Dead Redemption, Star Wars memes, Red Dead Redemption 2, video games, like leaning into the video game world. Where are you at? What are you playing right now? What was your all-time favorites?
yeah, dude. So I'm smashing No Man's Sky at the moment.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just the more I play it, the more like the better it gets. I've been kind of I come back to Elden Ring every kind of now and then. It's just so fucking hard, dude. And I loved like Baldur's Gate 3. I played through that, and like I'm at the end of it now, and I'm already kind of like planning my next character. Um, but yeah, like something about No Man's Sky just kind of it just got me. The
Yeah.
graphics are so good. You can just gotta like really fade away into it. I think I'm like 100 hours in, and I'm like I feel like I haven't even like scratched the surface. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean because I've put hundreds of hours in the No Man's Sky. It's just one of the things you find a planet, you're like, this planet's beautiful. I could do this here. I'm going to start doing this. And they keep updating it, adding new stuff in. You can become a space pirate, all that. It's fantastic game.
Yeah, dude.
Fantastic game. Yep.
Yeah. I keep like finding planets. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a base here, and then I've dropped like 2 hours just fucking like, oh, it's almost like space Sims. And then like I haven't even done any fucking like you know, quests or anything. And then even like if there's a planet, I'll just mine crystals that look cool. Just you can completely take your brain out. It's yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, you're not wrong actually saying it's a Sims. It really essentially it's just a Sims with a couple of extra things at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude. And that's cool. Like Sims was, I think everybody had a little session on Sims. Like you can't deny it.
Oh no. I still go back to it. It's one of those games where I'm like, I don't feel like playing Helldivers. I don't feel like playing anything that's going to make me think. I'm going to play Sims. So I always go back to
Yeah,
Sims.
that's it.
Yeah,
You just put that money code in and build a mansion. It's sick.
yeah, that's it. You don't want to struggle. I struggle enough in real life with a day job. I ain't about that.
Yeah, exactly. We're not playing fucking what's that game in Rick and Morty? It's just life. The dude's name.
Oh yeah, what was it? And he goes through his whole life and he snaps back to reality right at the end.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
Frank or something. It's not Frank, but yeah, the game's called like the dude's name. It's
yeah.
like, yeah. No one wants that. We want to like, I don't know. We want to live large.
That's it. Well, tell me about Kev. Tell me about some of your influences growing up, because we obviously know you're into Star Wars, you're into all this stuff, but music-wise, what led you down this path? Because I'm always curious because everyone's got a different answer, and some of them are quite fun. How did you get into this style? Did you gatekeep like everyone else did and start with like a Metallica and move your way up the chain, or did you just dive right into it?
Yeah, that's so funny you mentioned that. So like, I'm kind of like I don't know. I like to say like classically trained,
Mm.
almost like not in a musical sense, but like my dad was in like this kind of like hair metal band. Like he sort of disappeared when I was like super young, but my earliest memories of him were like him showing me stuff that he was into, and he was almost like religious. Like he would only show me the trilogy, the original trilogy first, and he showed me a lot of like cool bands that were kind of old at the time, but I guess they felt new to me. So, but funny you say that because the first time that I was like, oh, this is my thing. Like this is what I want to do. I was watching Metallica's live shit, Binge and Purge,
Yep.
and like there was just a few kind of pivotal bands that came along. I think one of the first ones for me was Guns N' Roses.
Hmm.
Hearing Guns N' Roses, it kind of like I don't know, like snapped me out of whatever the fuck I was listening to all the time. So I went from that and obviously go to Metallica, but then I kind of went down I heard The Offspring, and that kind of sent me down a path of like punk rock for a long time. And I think there's a really cool saying that I think applies, like never trust a hardcore kid that wasn't raised on pop punk. Um, so basically, like I think it was the speed of pop punk. So when I say pop punk, it was probably less like the poppy side, but more bands that were just like I needed that drum beat, like that double time, like bands
Yeah.
like Lagwagon, No Use for a Name. No Use for a Name pretty much have like the same fucking beat every song, just going through it, but like you just want more and more. I got really into Millencolin. And then in terms of like the kind of heavy sort of stuff, there was a lot of like hardcore bands, I guess, that was sort of pop punky, but they had like a bit of like a more, tougher vocals.
Yeah.
And then I guess I discovered bands like In Flames that bring that sort of melodic edge. And then, and funnily enough, like, the Ghost Inside for me was huge. Like hearing the Ghost Inside, like those melodic guitar parts with just these huge crushing breakdowns. And Vigil's voice, dude, like he's incredible. So,
Mm.
obviously getting to work with him was an absolute dream come true. And then, like there's a thousand bands in between that just like everything from sort of like, you know, bands like him, like I'm super into him, like just
Same.
it's not so much about genre for me. It's just like you just hear music. It's always got crushing guitar. I think like that's one thing that they've all got in common. And the drummers, doesn't matter how fast they're playing, how technical, they just hit the fuck out of those things. So I don't know. Maybe I connect more with the emotion
Mm.
behind the music, or you can like feel it. But like it's got to create something in me where I just like if you're driving, it's just like sort of smacking the steering wheel, or like once you know a song before that breakdown hits or before that big chorus, you just like clench your fists and like fuck, here it comes. So like yeah, it's been a really enjoyable journey, but yeah, it's always I guess been probably like guitar driven now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I think I was always vocal, and I can only say this now because it's become cool to like them. But the band that got me into heavy music is not a heavy band, but it was Creed. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can that's come full circle,
it
dude.
really
Like
has.
what a fucking redemption, you know what I mean?
So I get to say that now. I'm like, good. No, I liked them all along. No, I don't have to hide it anymore. So that's what I like as well. But no, it makes
Yeah,
a
what
lot
is
of
that
sense.
style? There's like elder emos. Is there like, elder dad rock fucking dudes that are like, I was singing Superman by fucking
Oh, three
three
doors
doors
down.
down or whatever. I was singing that shit when you were listening to fucking Taking Back Sunday, or like whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
you're listening to Imagine Dragons. Back in my day, we had Nickelback. Like, yeah.
yeah, there is something cool about like those bands getting their moment again. I like, I've done like fuck all comparatively, but it does take a lot to put your shit out there. And
Hmm.
you know, as much as like kind of Nickelback became a bit of a meme and they like Creed and stuff like that. I don't know, like I don't really think anybody deserves that shit. Like even you look at someone like Justin Bieber and everyone's like, oh fucking this and that, but like what the fuck else are you gonna do when you're famous at like I don't know 13 or what, like how old he was? Like
Yeah.
you know we're judging all these people that are like talented, whether you're into it or not. You can't disagree that they're talented. Um, you give anybody fame, that young or at all, they're gonna go off their fucking heads. Like, so yeah, there's something quite nice about particularly Creed and Nickelback having their day again. I think it's like, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I know. And as a man who's getting closer and closer to his 40s, it only makes sense that they're popular now. So, it's good. I like it. I like it at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude, you're set. You're like hitting the demographic for it
Oh,
too.
oh, no, I'm perfect. I'm right between like it's either dad rock or deathcore for me at the moment. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. It confuses the hell out of the neighbors. Let's just say that they don't know what's going on with that speaker anymore.
Nah, it's all good, man. Like I relate. It's yeah, I don't know. I kind of hyper focus on albums, I guess. So
Same.
um the last big ones for me, like Foregone by In Flames, like
Mm.
that just track to track just had me. And then Impera, like
Oh,
Ghosts
Ghosts.
one.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
oh
Yep.
my God. Every track, like it just, I don't know, I think I like a bit of that 80s flair. We've got a couple of guitar solos too.
You
Not
do.
that I play them, but there's something about just the way those songs are written. Like, and I heard that new Ghost track, and I'm like, okay, guys, like for real, the next song we write has to have a fucking key change. Like, we gotta. That shit's too good not to cross genres. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, and that's one thing I'll never not be like I'll always be happy when someone does a key change. It's so simple. It's been done a million times. So as soon as you hear it, it's just like that. Oh, it's like the new Ghost song said "Cry," yeah, right at the end. It's just it just does it
Yeah,
for me.
dude.
All right, Kev, we've talked a lot about you growing up, what you've liked, what you're interested in, the songwriting and everything. But now that the album's out, what's next for Lost Souls? Because you kind of spent the last 12 months, 18 months, however long it has been leading up to this moment, and the moment's here. So what's now? What's now?
Yeah, I think I guess for right now we're just kind of enjoying it. Like we've been sitting on these songs for ages. And it's just nice to see people's reactions and share them and stuff like that. I know for myself, I just need a couple of days of No Man's Sky just to, I don't know, chill out with no deadline or something. And then, yeah, we're just getting ready to play live. Trying to refine the songs. It's kind of, I don't play the album like I'm ready to go, of
Yeah.
course. But the rest of the guys, like they might be in the studio, write a riff and love it at like 3 a.m. or something, and then, 8 months later, you got to learn it again and play it. So we're just trying to get tight, see what people vibe with, what to put in a set, and then yeah, we just want to get the fuck out there and start playing.
Fuck yeah. Now, mentioning that as well, have you guys played a show together as Lost Souls? I'm assuming you've probably done stuff here and there with other bands, but have Lost Souls done a live show before?
I don't know if I don't know if you'd call it a show as such. Like we've played like there was this little open mic thing we did once that it was almost like just to piss people off. We'd be like, how funny there'd be like a bunch of acoustic acts, and then we get up there. And then we no, like not really, like not a show that you would call a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what do you guys, besides rehearsing the songs, is there any challenges about getting out on the road and doing these shows like that are coming up that you're trying to work around, or do you think it's just rehearse, 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 and hope for the best?
I guess more I think everything's gonna fall to Joe because the rest of us are pretty fucking useless when it comes to like organizing this shit. So I think like I said, like we spend so long like working on the album and like perfecting it and growing an audience first is we're kind of noobs when it comes to actually like we don't have really any connections with management or agents or promoters or anything. So I guess now it's just sort of like I don't even know. Like, do you just cold call people and be like, hey, we're a fucking sick band, like put us on a show? But we just figure like we'll do what we can for now, which is just rehearse and get better and better and better. And then hopefully the time will come when we get offered something cool or we can like pull something together ourselves.
Otherwise, you'll just have to resort. I don't know if you ever saw that 90s movie Airheads where you just invade a radio station and force them to play your stuff over the radio to get big. I thought, what a concept that is now, because I think even if you did that, you stormed a radio station, forced them to play your music, 10 people would hear it?
Yeah, that was it. I just thought of that. I'm like, yeah, to be like the mom and dad of the presenter, and then a couple of other people that probably aren't even in this country. I think I don't know. We've toyed around with like just doing some live stuff online, like streaming the songs online and having a little, I guess, COVID gig. There was a lot of that going on in COVID. But I think the way we've done this band anyway, it's just kind of like everything's been fairly organic. So we've just made sure that we've done our part and gotten ready and put the work in where it's needed. So I think there'll be some stuff coming up soon for sure.
Yeah, Matt. And I've heard a couple of people in other interviews you've done as well say that the problem might be because you guys are so animated. And I thought, what do they mean by that? And I'm guessing you are. I watch all the music videos. You're always jumping around, thrashing around. And a lot of these stages, do they think they can hold you guys? Because there's not a lot of room at a lot of these places around Australia.
Yeah, dude, like that word animated comes up a lot. And for me, I just assumed it was a new way of saying dope. Like when people bring it up, I'm like, thanks, man. You're fucking animated too, bro. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, like I think a lot of our, we got a lot of stage presence, we got a lot of energy, and like I guess the longer we wait, the longer we fucking like, it sort of builds up and builds up. So when we finally get out there, yeah, it's just going to be good. We'll probably play so hard and fast that we completely fuck everything up, but it's going to be fun regardless.
No, beautiful. I'm looking forward to it because I think it'd be a tremendous live show to go see. But Kev, it's been an absolute honor having you here today. It's been a lot of fun. It's good to talk about some nerdy shit for a change. I'm always talking about music. Don't get me wrong, I live to talk about music, but to talk about Star Wars, and I was going to bring up Power Rangers, but I think that's outside of your time, so we might just skip over that one.
I didn't really watch it too much, but it's like maybe one of the greatest fucking theme songs ever. Yeah, that like just that shredding guitar that comes in out of nowhere.
And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, no wonder I grew up a metalhead. I was listening to like Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon. You got Power Rangers doing everything was power metal for theme songs back in the day. Dude. When you really think about it.
Yeah, everything was just like a precursor to Dragon Force.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think enough people do the Power Rangers song as a cover. I think that should be done a bit more often. But
they probably can't play it. Like it seems fucking hard, dude. Even like the Pokemon theme song.
Spot
it starts with this huge band. It just fucking wails.
I love it. But Kev, is there anything you want to say to the fans before I let you go today?
Oh, if you're watching, just thanks so much for all the love you've shown us. Like it's been amazing just to have so much feedback on the album, and just thanks for supporting us, and especially thanks for tuning into stuff like this, because this is how like the word gets out there, and it's just artists supporting artists. So just fucking thanks, and like keep being cool.
Well said, mate. Well, once again, thank you for being here, and I'm sure we'll do this again in the future.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much.
Cheers, mate.